Hello, my name is Susan Brantley Scott, and I teach aqua aerobics here at HLOKC Healthy Living, but I'm also a realtor with McGraw Realtors, and I do estate sales, especially for the folks that want me to sell their houses. So I'm going to teach you this morning about decluttering, how to declutter your house, and then we'll talk about a little bit about estate sales, how you know if you have enough for a estate sale, or if it's just a little garage sale, or if you should just really donate your things. And then also we'll talk also about whether or not or how much estate sale people charge, so you'll know if you want to do it, or if it's maybe worth it, have a bunch of you get together and do an estate sale. So I'll just give you all the information that you need. First of all, we're going to talk about how we got where we got. Why do we have so much stuff? That's our first thing. So the reason we have so much stuff is because we have our stuff from years back. We have our kids' stuff. We have our parents' stuff. We may have our aunt and uncle stuff and our grandma's stuff. We have everybody's stuff. So just because we've had a bigger house and people have moved out, so we've got the room for it. And so everybody's stuff comes to our house, it seems like. Same thing at my house. All right, so another reason why we have too much stuff is because people offer us stuff for free and we don't want to turn it down. It's free, so we take it. So that, and then also before we make a purchase, we don't do enough research. We see a good deal, we think, well, we were thinking about getting one of those, and then we didn't do enough research. It seemed like a good price, and so we buy it. But it doesn't work out, we don't like it, we don't really need it, but we keep it because somebody might need it in our family eventually. So that adds to our stuff. And then also the thrill of the purchase. And that's where we impulse buy. It seems like a good deal. Everyone's buying one. And so we buy one or two, maybe three, because it's a super deal and we might need it eventually. So, the first little tidbit I'm going to tell you is if the price is the best thing about an item that you're buying, don't buy it. You don't need it. When somebody gives us something, we can turn it down. It's okay. It's not going to hurt their feelings, and we've got too much stuff, so we don't need to be taking a bunch of stuff. Also, another reason we have too much stuff is because when birthdays and Christmas and different holidays come around, when people ask you, what do you want for your birthday? What do you want for Christmas? All you need to say, stop saying stuff. What you need to say is you want to make a memory with them. Like go to a play, a movie, and out to eat. Nails done, a massage. Go get your nails done together. Something like that. So make a memory instead of getting more stuff. And the same thing with others, make a memory with them. A movie, a play. We're so lucky here in Oklahoma City. We've got so much, the zoo, the Omniplex, we've got the Lyric, we've got the Civic Theater, amazing programs. So there's so much to do here, and the movies. So that's why we have too much stuff, because I just explained all that. So let's stop that madness now. Like I said, we don't need anything free. You don't need anything else. So when people offer you things free, say no, why don't you donate it or sell it? I sell a lot on Facebook Marketplace. That's a great place to sell things. So that's what I would choose. And when people ask you what you want for Christmas and birthdays, make a memory. Not things, but massages, services. Maybe have somebody clean your house, or have somebody clean your house, something like that. So I have a cardinal rule. Other than groceries and clothes that you need, if you are going to bring something in, like somebody says, this table is gorgeous and you've always admired it, why don't you take it home? Well, if you're going to take that home, think of what you're going to take out of your house. And that will now go out by the side of the street on big trash day, or you'll sell it. So if you bring something in, take something out. That's a good, very good rule to have. We have an attachment to our stuff. So that's another reason why we get so much stuff. So don't keep something because you feel guilty about getting rid of it. It's not a good reason to keep things. So, such as all these heirlooms that people have handed down through the years and they've ended up at your house. So this is important. If you are not going to honor something by having it out and displaying it, if you're going to have it in the back of a closet in a box, you might as well donate it or sell it and give somebody else a chance to enjoy it very much. But it needs to get out of your house. After you organize and purge, just organizing your stuff is not getting rid of your stuff. Purging is getting rid of your things. So that's very, very important. There's a statistic that says we waste 1 year of our life looking for things. And that's 10 minutes here, 15 minutes here, 30 minutes there through our life. That's a lot of time. And I believe it. I believe it is true. And the reason it takes us so long to find things is we have so much stuff, we can't find the things that we actually need and use. So let's say your junk drawer. What's in your junk drawer? You probably can't find anything in your junk drawer. So take everything out of your junk drawer and you'll have like throw away and things you use often. And I bet you get that junk drawer down. That junk drawer down to a minimum of things so that you can actually open the drawer, see what you need, use it, and put it back in that spot. So if something makes you happy and makes you smile and gives you a great memory, then keep it. But honor it. Don't put it in a box in the back of the closet or out in the garage because you don't need that. We're trying to get rid of our stuff, not keep our stuff. There's 2 types of people when thinking about downsizing and minimizing your stuff. There's those that don't want their children to have to deal with all their stuff when something happens to them or they have to go into a home, whatever. And then there's the people that say, hey, let the kids worry about it. I'm going to get as much stuff as I want and I'm just going to have to walk through little paths and I don't care how much stuff I have. So that's the 2 kinds of people. I want to be the kind of person that my kids come in and say, well, there's not much to do here. We'll just sell all her big stuff and then she has a little bit of this stuff. So that's the kind I want to be. So as we get older, our kids, I'm sure they wish that we would get rid of some of our stuff. So let's just start now. Okay, so we declutter 1 room at a time is the way I think is the best way. Because if you think about your whole house, that's overwhelming. But if you start with 1 room at a time, maybe start with the closet, or you can do the whole room. If there's a closet in there, you really need to start with the closet. So you'll have 3 plastic bins. 1 bin, you'll put things you're keeping. 1 bin, donate or sell. And 1 bin, throw away. It needs to be thrown in the trash. Okay? So you'll also have some file folders with a black marker so that you can write on there what it is that's in that file folder. So another way to organize. So when you're cleaning out, you're going to find stuff. You may find stuff, not everybody does, but you'll find stuff that you had no idea that was in there, or you'd been looking at for years, been looking for that. You couldn't find it. You knew it was somewhere, but you just found it. So there's that. And you'll have a vacuum and a cleaning cloth. Because as you're cleaning out and getting and purging and getting stuff out of there, you'll be wanting to clean. You'll be wanting to dust and vacuum and just clean, wipe things down, because if with so much stuff, you can't clean behind it. So that's what you've got. So the 3 plastic bins, keep, donate, or sell, and throw away. So as you get each of these bins full, like if the keep bin is getting huge, that means you're not getting rid of enough stuff. The donate and sell, as it gets full, you will have a place, maybe in one room. I like to go in the garage, like half your garage is going to be the things you want to sell. And that's the way you'll know if you've got enough for a garage sale or an estate sale. And then actually what you want to sell. So one area in the garage will just be just for things that you want to sell or donate. And the next time the kids come over, you'll say, hey, let's see if you want anything in that half of the garage that I've got scheduled to be sold or donated. See if you want any of that stuff. They probably won't. Our kids don't want our things, I've realized. So, as far as the keep pile, keep only what you can take care of. We never touch 80% of the stuff that we keep. So, just because you buy 10 bins to go out in the garage doesn't mean you need to fill those 10 bins. You're just keeping the things that you use often, that you need. We are able to run to Walmart at the drop of a hat, Walmart, Ace Hardware, Home Depot, Lowe's. So we don't have to keep every little square scrap of metal and all the different things that we have in our garage. We don't have to keep all that. We need our tools, but we don't have to keep all that. So because we are so close out in the country, when we used to live out in the country, we weren't close to all these stores. But now we don't have to keep every single thing and every paper plate and every plastic sack that we get. We need to purge. We need to get rid of our things. Okay, so you will find items in these rooms and closets that you've just never seen before, or things you really, really need. So that's why you have those file folders. So do a couple hours at a time, just a couple hours at a time, work on that room. Because if you try to make yourself do a whole all day thing, you'll get frustrated, tired, and then you won't go back to it. So a 2 to 3 hours, whatever, when you get tired, stop and then go back to it. Keep your bins there, your vacuum, so that you can clean that room out really good. You'll be so happy, and it'll be like a weight lifted off your shoulders when you get a closet or a room completed. And maybe when you get through, do a little bit of decorating, but think of being a minimalist. I think that's important. With all the estate sales I do, I'm always thinking, Susan, be a minimalist. That means you have what you need and maybe what you want to a certain extent, but you don't have an excess, not an excess. So think of that. All right, so I would suggest, the things you keep, there's these nice big plastic rolling, they're only about this high, rolling bins, they're long, that you can put under your bed. I have one in my office, and I keep wrapping paper and different things in it, but get a couple of those, and those will stay under your bed. You can roll them out because you're not keeping a bunch of stuff, so you'll remember what's in there. You'll know what's in those 2 bins. And so getting more bins isn't the idea. You just get enough bins to hold what you need to keep and that what you use often. Okay? So it doesn't mean you need more bins. You just need to keep less stuff. All right, so and then you'll have in that throwaway, there might be some things you need to shred, so you might need to keep those separate too. So that's just talking about getting each room and each closet cleaned out. So use containers to set limits and boundaries. If the space is full, it doesn't mean you need more space, you just need less stuff. All right, so memory items. We kind of touched on this before, but things like heirlooms, things that people have given you. This was great-great-grandma's clock, and doesn't work anymore, but it was special. It's special to a lot of people, but you don't like it. It doesn't go in your house, you hate it. Or you just don't want it around. It gathers dust, it's not useful. You could use that space for much better things. Okay, we'll sell it, or sell it at your garage sale or your estate sale, you don't have to keep it. Remember, if you're not going to honor something, a memory item, if you're not going to honor it, if it's going to be in a bin or in a box somewhere up in the attic, it must not be that important to you. So you don't need to keep it. Also, how about a trial separation? So you've got this big, beautiful vase that somebody made you or made your mom years and years ago, and you don't really like it, but your mom's used to seeing it, and so you think you should keep it. Put it out in the garage, and it's called a trial separation. Put it out there and see if somebody misses it. If you don't miss it, you need to sell it with the rest of your stuff. Okay, so let's talk about clothes closets. It's my favorite thing to organize. I love to do that. Okay, so what you got is you've got 3 piles. Alter, a pile that things that need to be altered or hemmed, whatever. Keep and donate. So you've got those 3 piles, all right? So if you haven't worn something in the last year, you know what they say. You're probably not going to wear it. That's true to a certain extent. The little black dress, a funeral dress, unfortunately, you're going to keep those. Maybe you didn't have to go to one last year. But so what I say is that you need to have no one home, because you don't want to ask your husband, honey, does this make my honey look fat? No, we don't care what he thinks. We only care about you. So you're going to have a mirror, your mirror and your big long mirror, and you, and nobody's home, or close the door and say, I need about 2 hours to myself. And all you have on is your bra and your panties. And if you're a man, you have on a t-shirt and your underwear. And you try on every single thing that's in your closet. Everything, unless you just wore it yesterday. So every single thing in your closet gets tried on. And so you'll see does it fit good? You'll sit down in it. Oh, that's why I don't wear that. It rides up, or it's very uncomfortable, or the waistband hurts, or whatever, or it's too short. So you'll know what's wrong with every single thing. So that donate pile, that's getting big. At estate sales and garage sales, you'll sell clothes, but you're not going to sell them for much. $1, $3 a purse. Unless something is a designer, and then it's got to be the right size for the people. So really, $5 to $10 is the most you're going to get for very expensive clothes, just the way it is. So there's no reason really to hang on to that stuff. You can donate it. I would donate it. Unless you're going to have an estate sale in the next month for sure, or a garage sale, then keep it, but you're going to end up taking a lot of that to donate it anyway. So you've got some things like for sure that if they fit, the black dress, white or black sweaters, classic shoes. So you're trying on every single thing. Okay, so you'll find things in there you didn't know you had, you forgot about. So you're going to try on these things, and you'll think, well, this is nice. I don't know why I don't wear this. This blouse is nice. Or these pants do fit. I didn't think they did. They do fit. So then you'll start putting together outfits together. Maybe not on one hanger, but you'll put them together. And then next time you need to run down to the store or go to somebody's house and you kind of run out of time, you'll have outfits put together that you can grab. You can just grab it out. You know it fits. You know it feels good. You know you feel good in it. So that's how you organize your closet. So you're going to have those 3. Now the alter, there's lots of people that'll alter your clothes. Lots of tailors out there. And they're not real expensive, and they'll do a great job. So unless you can do it yourself. And I can do it myself. Do I do it myself? Not all the time. So I take a lot of things to the tailor when it needs to be hemmed or let out or taken up. I do that too. So then our closet is all organized. Same thing with our shoes. If they're not comfortable, if they hurt your feet, why do you want to wear those? I know they're pretty, and I know you paid $85 for them or more, but they hurt your feet. They don't go with anything. It was a pretty color, but it didn't go with your stuff that you wear all the time. So get them out of your closet. We have so much stuff in our closet, we don't have anything to wear. You know, you've looked at your closet before and said, I don't have anything in there. Well, you don't know for sure because you haven't tried every single thing on. So that's it. Just take a couple hours and do that. You'll feel so much better about your closet. So also designer purses, they sell pretty good at garage sales or estate sales and garage sales because they are not size oriented. But how many people are a size 10 for a gorgeous fur jacket? You know, that's going to be a tough one. Okay, so at this time I usually ask for questions when I'm doing it with live folks. And one of the biggest things I guess that people ask me is how to sell things. And then I pretty much sell, if I just have a nice piece, like a china cabinet, those are hard to sell, I can tell you that. But they do sell, and I sell them usually on Facebook Marketplace. I take a picture of them, so the picture is in my phone, and I get on Facebook Marketplace on Facebook, and then I'll say I want to sell something, and then it'll let me post a picture or many pictures, and then description and price and all, and then I hit next, and then I'll post it. So that's how I do that, and then they will call you or text you, or well, actually they message you. So that's how that works. Okay, estate sales. Let's talk about estate sales. And you can always call me at any time. I'll help you with your property. I'll tell you what houses are selling for all around you, so that you'll know. That's all free. I mean, all realtors are free. I work really, really hard, I can tell you that. And I will work hard for you. I'm honest, trustworthy, and give you the best advice that there is to give. And I do that from what houses are selling for, what you can do with your stuff. I give you great options of different things, lots of good choices, so you can make all your own decisions, and be happy to do that anytime. Okay, so let's talk about estate sales. There's a couple reasons why you have an estate sale. A death, or moving mom and dad into a smaller place, well, that's usually the reasons. Or you have too much stuff, you're suffocating under your stuff, and you are downsizing, so you want to sell your stuff. I do a lot of live estate sales, and that's where folks are, they're alive and well, doing great, but they have too much space now, and they don't want to clean it or walk around it, or they've got stairs. I sell a lot of houses for folks that are in their 70s and 80s, and they've got all these stairs. They don't want to go up and down them anymore. Or they've got some sunken living rooms, and that's no fun either. It's easy to fall at those. So once you decide that you want to have, once you decide that you're going to move, it's much easier, if you can afford to get relocated to your new home, your smaller area where you're going to live. It's much easier to relocate there, so that you can take a few things that will fit, and then bring things back, and then maybe take something back, so you can get settled there, and then have your estate sale or your big garage sale or whatever, before you sell your house. I put houses on the market many times before the estate sale, because a lot of times I'll sell a house at an estate sale, because people will ask, and we'll have a flyer on the home at the desk where people pay, and we've sold many houses at the estate sale. It's a great place to sell them, because people are walking through and thinking, oh my gosh, this is beautiful. So that's a great way to do it. First thing to do is have your kids come through. Do they want anything? Because you don't want to sell anything that they've always wanted their whole life. But usually they won't want anything. So here's how estate sales work. The folks, now we will do the smaller estate sales and big estate sales, but most estate sale folks, they come through and they want to see at least $10,000 to $20,000 worth of items that they can sell and get $10,000 to $20,000 worth, then most estate sale people take 35 to 40% of what is sold. And that depends on how much work it is. If somebody has went in and thrown away all the junk, all the old magazines, all the broken, torn, stained items, if all that's out and all we have to come in and do is organize, price, and have the sale, then it's 35%. But if there's tons of clean out, like if I have to go in and clean out the whole closet, go through it, then sometimes that's 40, it could even be 50% depending on how much work it is. So that's how that works. So that's how you know how much money that you'll have to give up from an estate sale. But sometimes it's worth it to people. They say, you know what, nobody else wants any of that stuff, just do whatever you want with it. Well, now what we do, if we find, we don't have anyone sign a contract on estate sales when they want us to do one. So if we find money or diamonds or any kind of expensive jewelry that you had no idea about, we give that to you. I mean, we have a drawer and we keep everything in there that you should want to keep. Especially, I mean, of course, money, you're going to want to keep that. But things that we find that maybe heirlooms that we think, well, they might want this, or it has a note attached to it, like somebody embroidered it for such and such, somebody who was in the war. We make sure you get those things. You will, so it's just easier if you get situated at your new place first. So, do you have enough for an estate sale? All right, so here's what doesn't sell very good at estate sales. Upholstered furniture. It sells, but it's hard. As like a really, really nice upholstered, like flowers or even plaids couch that you paid $700-800 for. It's nice, really nice. Even if it's a sleeper sofa, and no one's ever slept on the bed. I mean, it's beautiful. $300, $250. It's about the most you're gonna get. It's about the most you can get for it. So, entertainment centers, they don't sell well anymore. Entertainment centers, they'll sell, but not well. China hutches, China cabinets, they don't sell well. People don't have room for them. They do sell. I just sold a beautiful one. It was big. It was one piece. It didn't come apart. $99. I thought it was lovely, but we were glad to get rid of it. It's just hard. You'll get left with them at the end if you're not careful. China and silver plate. China, it'll sell, but it's not going to sell for what it used to sell for. A set of really nice china, maybe $250, $200, might even be $150. So just so you know, silver plate does not sell good. Stainless steel does. Stainless steel and for sure, and real silver sells. Limited edition stuff. It's just tough to get rid of that. Baseball cards, you've got to have some really old ones. They've got to be in perfect condition. Comic books, they sell good, but they've got to be in good condition. Clothes, shoes, purses, they sell, but not real good, and you'll never sell them all, and they're not going to sell for huge money. Glass stemware. Glass stemware, we all have, I don't know why, but we all have lots of it. I don't, but just because I do so many estate sales and I see so many sets, most people, it seems like at the estate sales I do, they've got 15 to 20 sets of stemware. It sells a little bit, but not that great. Dishes sell okay. Pots and pans, they do good too. Okay, here's what does sell really well. A full garage of tools, yard tools, power tools, that sells good. All your outside stuff, an old bench, an old metal table and chairs. Old, I mean, it can just be old or it can be vintage, sells really, really good. And then 1950s and 60s wood furniture, Ethan Allen, all those different brands, they sell great because it's real wood. So the dressers, Usually it's hard to sell a whole bedroom set together because people don't have room for the whole thing. They want the bed, or they want a bed and a dresser, but they don't want the long dresser and the 5-drawer tall dresser and the end tables. They just don't have room. So a lot of times we have to break those up. And then, so mid-century modern anything usually sells if it's in good shape. If you've taken good care of your 50s and 60s and 70s wood furniture, you're going to have, that's good. You can sell them for quite a bit. Sports memorabilia, that sells great. Christmas, vintage Christmas things sell super. People love that. It's just beautiful. It's hard for me to, when the sale's over and we've got the junk man coming to get the stuff at the end, because houses have to be completely cleared out. Hard for me not to take some vintage thing that didn't get sold, because I love Christmas and I love old Christmas things. But they don't sell very good. Vehicles, we sell vehicles for people and they sell great. Real silver and sterling silver, it sells great. Whether it's plate or bowl or jewelry, it sells super. Mid-century modern kitchen items. There's a lot of kitchen items that are mid-century modern that sell amazing, and collectors buy it, like the melt glass and the old Corning ware and Pyrex that's got the wheat on it. That stuff's really amazing. Bricks. Bricks that have the name of all these old places in cities in Oklahoma. Those sell great, $5 to $10 a brick. So that's super. I said melt glass, rose glass, cast iron sells good. Not as good as it used to though. I'm having trouble. Cast iron skillet, unless it's a huge skillet, $10 to $15, $20, used to go for a lot more than that. So that is about it. I guess the biggest things people ask me at the end of my talk is they ask if will I come out and look at their stuff. Yes, I will. My phone number is 405-227-6691, and I will come out at any time and look at what you have to tell you if you've got enough for an estate sale. Look at what you have and see if maybe you want to do a garage sale, just whatever, and I'll help you with any of it. I'm happy to do that. So my advice is free, and I've been doing this for quite a long time, selling real estate for 27 years, and love every minute of it because I love to help people. I love to help them make a new home, or I love it. It's my favorite thing. So please call me when you have a chance. And if you have any questions, I would be glad to help. Thank you.